and Rick and Andrea moved to go over and visit our old house, which I love so dearly. I think if I lived by myself, that would be one of the few places I'd love to live. But I walked around it and I couldn't quite understand how we all fit in it. It seemed like all the rooms were very small and congested, and even the kitchen seemed small. And we certainly have grown into this huge structure surprisingly quickly. We're not all pinned around the outside of the wall at Youngman Junction time, and you don't step on the person's heels in front of you when you're walking. I remember once in the old house, Diane gave me a push because she couldn't move during walking meditation. I think most of what I wanted to say was just thank everyone who picked up a piece of sandpaper or hammered a nail or did some spackling or pushed a paintbrush, or any contribution that was made was certainly at this point gratefully received. And I also remember the first time, or one of the first times I came over to look at this building. We bought it from a fellow by the name of Mr. Susi, who was claimed he was a gentleman. However, over the period of negotiations, it became apparent that perhaps there was more there than just being a gentleman. And John Yano came over with me, who, I'm sorry, isn't here, Jay. He's at the movies with Mandy. But we walked around the building, and we walked out of the building, and he looked at me and he said, Mark, why did you bother looking at the whole building? And I said, John, don't you see it does have some potential. He said, Mark, no, it has no potential, Mark. You're making a horrible mistake. It's a wreck. He says, North Harvard Street, such a beautiful house. Why do we have to look at these buildings all the time? And then last week, or 2 weeks ago, he came up to me and he said, Mark, you know, this was an obvious, perfect choice for a building. And I said, John, you know, I think in retrospect we can say that, but when I looked at it the first few times, I had some real concerns down deep in my stomach, too. So I think now we have a beautiful center, and I just hope we can put it all to use and clean our minds now that we've cleaned the building. So thank you very much.
We'll now recite the threefold refuge in English. Stand up, please. Now we'll chant the threefold refuge in Korean and followed by Kwansen Bosal chanting, which are both on the second page.
Well, congratulations. Now that fellow pointed this. You guys have put in a lot of planning, a lot of money, a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, tears into this place. And it's nice just arbitrarily to sit down and I think appreciate that. Just, you know, for one day, kind of arbitrarily say, make believe, we're done. way, you have to do that because there's always more work. There's always something on. But at some point, construction slips gradually into maintenance, and these projects. And maybe this is today, August 19th, 1984, is to kind of arbitrarily say, this is the turning point in our community's life. And we start to turn from desperate construction to more of a settled existence and a daily existence. And looking at it far, it's really amazing what the Cambridge community has done in really a short space of time. We bought the house November, December, and here it is this summer. And look at this beautiful jade green rug and a beautiful floor next door. The walls are all plastered and clean. And probably many of you despaired at given moments of, you'd ever get this point. But you're definitely here. And I don't think you're going to stop here either. Sunsneem, for a while, used to talk about something called geomancy, wind-water thing. And this was quite a while ago. And sometimes if you ask them about it, they'll still talk about it. In Korea, they pick mountain temples depending upon their particular location in the configurations of the mountains and the borders and things like that. And I was back in New Haven last weekend for Young Janjin, and there were 7 people sitting there, and it was it was okay. It was good. I was very happy to sit there. I had been there for 6 years from almost the beginning. But it really struck me so hard that it was no different than the first day I had walked in there. A few very hardcore people struggling hard to keep the place alive. And I guess that's New Haven's karma. But what I also saw for the first time was the geography of the place. I guess I had lived there for so long I couldn't see it. And it was dark and quiet, and it was a nice place to live, but it wasn't a gathering place. It wasn't, it didn't have that vocal energy. And there's something about this place that definitely is high energy. And what I've seen from a distance, talking with people who live here and practice here, is that already just moving here has changed the way you think about yourselves. It's like putting on different clothing, almost. And there's something happened when you sold both houses, 2 separate houses, and you moved together into a much bigger place that's somehow changed the Cambridge Zen Center. And part of it is probably the building. Part of it is this location. This definitely has more energy. Just listening to all the Greek music coming across the block of the Greek church, I know it. I'm being so close to Central Square, and it's real exciting for me, the work that you've done here. And I think for the rest of the school too. I had to beat back people who wanted to stow away in the car and come up here. People are really, in the whole school, are really interested in what you're doing. They're really expecting great things to come from the Cambridge Zen Center. And I know they will. It seems to me like the Cambridge Zen Center now, in this present situation, is going to become one of the major doors into the school, to the whole school system. And it's like there's also already developing this axis between Cumberland and Cambridge, and Cumberland is becoming the city center, and Cumberland is becoming the country retreat center. And I feel like they're going to feed each other back and forth. People move there, people move here, and there'll be a mutual support, and throughout the whole school as well. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to give you a brief boost. Congratulations. Done a lot of hard work. The place looks really great. And I think that from now on it's going to be a little easier. I hope so. Thank you.
Our next congratulatory talk will be given by Bobby Rhodes, one of our master Dharma teachers, and we're really glad to have him here.
also very glad to be here. I used to think that my center was, when I first started getting really interested in Buddhism and Zen, that the first thing that really became my center was Seung Sahn, because he was the first teacher that I ever met and was more than adequate, so I stayed with him and really depended on him for the first few months, and then he makes it very difficult to be depended upon because he's a mover. And the first thing he moved to, after I'd known him for a few months, was he started talking about going to Cambridge and started a Zen center. And the handful of students that he had in Providence really resisted that idea and said, "Oh, we don't even have much going here. Why do you want to start something in Cambridge?" And that has gone on and on. It snowballed, and Cambridge said that to him about New Haven, and New Haven said it to him about New York, and New York said it about L.A., and it started all these centers. And so after I lost Seung Sahn as my center, I started practicing harder, which was nice, and started depending more upon myself. And I guess through the years, I've really kind of taken Zen centers as, we'd start so many of them that they're really more like locations to me than separate entities, and the different places to go where you can depend on having people that understand what you believe in, or what you really trust in, and that's really supportive. And this weekend, so I've been practicing for 12 years, and this weekend I was in Gloucester, and there's a small Zen center there, and I was just there with my husband and my child, and every morning I get up and I went up and bowed and chanted, and this wonderful altar there with candles and incense, and the first 2 mornings I didn't light the candles, figured I didn't really need them. I wasn't thinking about it, I just didn't bother to light them. It's funny, every time we have a ceremony we always forget to light the candles, and it's always kind of a hassle when we light the candles, and this morning I was starting to chant, and I stopped myself and I just felt really important to light the candles, and I lit them, and lit some more incense, and so the Buddha right in front of me and the incense and the candles were this triangle, this beautiful triangle, and I really sensed that part of the ceremony and that part of the solidity of our practice can be really important, and it helped me a lot this morning. I was feeling kind of, I was kind of had a sad thing happen to me this weekend, so I was feeling kind of sad. Just lighting the candles was like this light, into my eyes. And so this center is the same thing, the most important thing about this center in some ways is this altar. And a lot more is going to be done to this altar before we're finished, I'm sure. I put a big wooden structure around there. And keeping that altar clean and used is so important. And I really appreciate the effort that's been put into this. Just as McGook Sanim said, he took the words right out of my mouth, the effort that the Houghtons and everybody else have put into it has just been tremendous. And I think that I think it takes, for me anyway, it's taken a long time to completely appreciate an altar and how much it helps. And since we are, this whole house is built around this altar. The altar's in the center of the building, and the people that come and use it are going to get the mind that learns how to help other people. And it's the simplest way as I can put it. And the nicer we make this room and the rooms that join in it, and the nice people that we put in the rooms is what's going to make people come in here and learn about Seung Sahn teaching and Buddha's teaching. And again, it starts with a very simple formula, having a strong, clean altar and having a strong teacher, and then what appears from those two things is strong students and good teaching. So I encourage all of us to use this building and to learn the teaching, and so that our center becomes the teaching, and so there are these people, there's maybe a handful of people walking around this earth that don't need an altar, don't need a teacher. There's maybe a handful, that's what I think, that's all. But the rest of us need to realize the importance of our teacher and our altar, and I hope that we all do that. And thank you again.
Our third congratulatory talk will be given by Eileen Rapucci, who's going to represent our construction crew.
Well, okay. Nancy called me at home last night and asked me if I would give the construction crew congratulatory speech. I thought, wow, we've come up with a new name for a speech again. And I started thinking last night about what I was going to say, and it was interesting the last week before I left for Europe, and there's a lot of memories that came back to me about building this house. And one of the things that came back was the music that we played. And one of the songs that kept on coming on the radio way at the beginning when we were just starting the construction, when Rudinski was doing his nightly cleaning runs through the house, was this song called The Total Eclipse of the Moon. And I thought about that song and I realized that's really what we've been through. This song, okay. But we heard that song endlessly, and the song that sort of ended the whole, at least a certain phase of the job, was a contribution of Jerry Finnegan, who wrote Flashdance. So and when I think about the construction crew, and I realize the construction crew is made up of everyone here, and a lot of people from other Zen centers that came by for a little while and worked for a couple of weeks, and it really was a work of the whole school in a lot of ways. It was a lot of us here at the Cambridge Zen Center, but it really enfolded the whole school. And so it's like sometimes hard to even pinpoint, certain people, because it became this really massive movement to build the new Cambridge Zen Center. While I was in Europe, I had the opportunity of visiting many, many beautiful cathedrals, and I was, of course, very curious on how they were all built. And I would here and there hear tour guides who would talk about the fact that it took 16 years to build a dome, and that put the Cambridge Zen Center in a certain perspective for me. And that part of their work crews were things like they lay out a mat, and they'd be on these 12-day work runs where they just have a mat and you lay down and sleep and then you get up and work again. And I realized that we're really a part of a great tradition of building meditation centers, churches, places where people can come and find themselves and then share that kind of direction with other people. So coming back, it's very refreshing to, things are a little bit changed, and we're all still here, and we all survived the whole year, and we're probably all very much richer because of that, because we really had a chance to learn a lot about ourselves just in terms of making decisions, like making decisions on paint colors and floors and so many fairly mundane things. And it came home to me again that this really is an everyday practice. It's really very ordinary, making these kind of decisions. But part of it, what helped us, was really Seung Sahn's teaching, because it made this a very different kind of experience doing it. Because whenever we rubbed the wrong way, almost because you were in the center working, we almost had to go back to our practice and say, hey, maybe I had to come around and back off a little, or and just learning how to deal with other people. And I think that's pretty much what Seung Sahn's one of the things Seung Sahn's practice is really about, is how do we relate to each other, and how do we help each other, and the quality of how we help each other. And we had a lot of teaching in that this year. So in terms of congratulations, that's what this speech is about. I'd like to particularly congratulate Seung Sahn. It's the start of certainly another center that will be a great service, I think, to this city and to a lot of people that we don't even know who they are yet, will be coming here. And a real congratulations to everybody that lives here, who had to really live under really extreme conditions for a total of a year, and I'd like to personally congratulate Mark Hogan for all the teaching you gave me personally through this year. So we're all here and onward to bigger and better things. Thank you.
We're happy to have Seung Sahn here to give us a Dharma speech for opening ceremony.
The clouds hit the sun, moon, and the star and earth. So the sun, the moon, the star, the earth, all broken. Present, past, and the future. All the Buddhas, all the Bodhisattvas, already dead. Numberless sentient beings, same time instant nirvana. So everything is complete. One by one each thing is complete. One by one each thing is headed. Why we open ceremony? Not necessary. So, why open ceremony? Necessary. All the Buddhas already dead. This world already broken. Sentient beings already into nirvana. Who saved them? So open your mouth already mistake. Open your mouth, mistake hit you. But close the mouth, also mistake hit you. What can you do? Open the door runs away east to east. The cat runs away to west. Dharma speech is finished. But the Cambridge Zen Center are very interesting. This building 5 times, moving 5 times. Opening ceremony 5 times, opening ceremony. This Zen Center are very important. Why important? Yeah, each person home, practicing, that's okay, no problem. But if you home, only sitting practicing, don't understand my karma. Don't understand my mistake. So, coming here, Zen Center, coming here, together practicing, then I like that, I don't like that, up here. That is your karma. So this Zen Center means find out our karma, become clear, take away your karma, clean your karma, then this karma try clean, then I can use this karma. Correct, function your karma. That's the Zen Center praise. So Now around our talk, what is Zen Center? Zen Center means mind cleaning center, dry cleaning center. Any kind of mind into the dry cleaning. Bad mind, good mind, woman mind, children mind, man mind, feeling good mind. Any kind of mind into the dry cleaning. Then finally, more dry cleaning, this mind disappears. Then no mind, no problem. So this Zen Center is dry cleaning center. The first. The next, if you meditation means you get Dharma energy very important. Your Dharma energy is strong. Then you can control your feeling, your condition, your situation. Then you can believe in your true self 100%. That's also set up. It's a Zen Center. Okay? That means together action, very important. Together action means cannot keep my opinion, my condition, my situation. That means your center stronger. That name is Dharma energy. In other words, that's a Dharma gasoline. Okay? So that Dharma gasoline, if your tank into Dharma gasoline, any position, any situation, any condition, you moment to moment keep correct situation, correct function, correct relation is possible. But your tank karma gasoline into, then have a problem. This is karma control you. That we say backseat driver. Backseat driver anytime control your car. So this Zen Center is Dharma gasoline center. Everybody come here, almost empty tank into Dharma gasoline. Then go out, then no problem, okay? Dharma gasoline control you, then no problem. So this is the Dharma gasoline center. Next, this world many have a problem. Many hungry people. Two kinds of hungry people. Body hungry people, mind hungry people. Okay. Body hungry people not so much problem. Mind hungry people much have a problem. Okay. Body hungry people, many, India, Cambodia, Africa, South America, many places, many countries, body hungry. But body hungry people only very hungry, maybe one person die, two person die. You know, this India, every day, 8,000 die. But no problem. But mind hungry, very trouble. All political people, this mind hungry, want power, still hungry. I want to become president, but it's still hungry. I want to control this world. You know. A long time ago, Hitler's time, too much hungry. This is like a hungry wolf. This time, okay? Hungry tiger. This time, but very hungry. Then I want power. I want to control this world. My opinion correct. Your opinion not correct. That's all mind hungry people. So we are. Some people then necessary. So we make this Dharma cookie, Dharma candy, Dharma fruits. Many make necessary. So this Center is Dharma food center. Then many Dharma food make the mind hungry people, give the mind hungry people, then all the peace is no problem. Body hungry people, already all the peace, no problem. Mind hungry people, give the Dharma food, that enough mind, no more fighting. Every day, much $1 million they use this make alarm nuclear weapon. That's good for body hungry people go there, then no problem. So this is that's very important point. So we are archery and practicing. Get something necessary, Dharma. Get Dharma. Long time ago, one time I talked that Bodhidharma, the only hard training is a student, 4 students. Finally, Bodhidharma soon went to Nirvana. Bodhidharma never died, but only Nirvana came.
think maybe if I just talk about a little bit what I do here, you might be able to see what I'm trying to say. Most of my practice I do here at the Zen Center. I come on Wednesdays and I come on for interview and sitting, and I come on Sundays and I sit from 9 to 12. I come Thursdays to Dharma talks, and so on. But best of all, I come to the week.
That's a good speech. But you only attain my skin. The next, that's nan. Chongji nan. What do you get? Then he said, long time ago, Ananta, one time meditation, he went to this heaven, Buddha's place. This heaven is two heaven. In the middle is a Bodhisattva, Buddha and all Bodhisattva living Newangum place. Meditation. One time, go over there, see this place. I was saying, that's a Tibetan style meditation. I was saying, went over there, saw that. Oh, you only get my flesh. Then, Toyu, the tree. What did you get? I'm nothing. Because five skandhas are empty. So, no wisdom, no attainment, nothing at all. Then Bodhidharma said, oh, you attain my born. Then last is a Hega, second picture. Hega. What do you get? Then he not say anything, only walking in front of him, 3 times power. Then Bodhidharma said, oh, you get my, in the bone part, inside, marrow, oh, you get my marrow. So incarnate him, So that's a very, very important point. Huh? Bodhidharma said, you come in here, my place, many practices. What do you get? That 3 times bowing, not speaking anything, only 3 times bowing. That's important point. Everybody understands this point, very important. Also, one is a story. Long time ago in Korea, Mangong master and Kusan Zen master's teacher is a Hyobong Zen master. Okay? Kusan understand? Everybody understand Kusan Zen master. We are Prague Zen Center, Cambridge Zen Center was coming. Not coming? No. Prague Zen Center, first time we came Prague Zen Center. Kusan Zen. The teacher is a Hyobong Zen. Together, Dharma come back. The Hyobong Slim talked to this Mangong Slim. Somebody, all kid Buddha, all kid Bodhisattva, number 1 bad man. Do you know where it is? The Mangong Slim said, I saw that man. Where is? Front of me. You. Very good answer. Then Hyobong said, I want your neck. Please give me. Oh, what can you do? I want your neck. What can you do? Then Mangong said, please take me. That's the Dharma contact. Then finally, Hyobong Slim said, long time ago, Buddha and the disciple together working this mountain. That time, very good place. You talk about mountain location. Very good location, very good place, sun shining, very good energy point. So Buddha said, maybe this place make Zen center, make temple. And wonderful. That time, God appeared, God appeared. Yes, I make Zen center, temple. Then bow to Buddha, pick up this one grass, then into the again. I already make temple already finished. Then Buddha smile. Buddha smile. Only take off the grass, then I can put on over there. Then I already make temple here. God said that. So what does it mean that? Today we opening ceremony, okay? What does it mean? Only take a grass, only insist that I already make temple. I already make temple. Finish, already finished. If you that time, what can you do? That's the point. The homework. Everybody understand that? Correct opening ceremony today. If you don't understand that, no hard training. Still not open. Maybe Cambridge isn't open, but your heart open necessary. Okay? Your Dharma room. Everybody have a Dharma room here. So Dharma room open necessary. Your Dharma room not open, then have problem. Always have problem. Your Dharma room open, everybody coming into Buddha, bad man, good man, doesn't matter. Then you help all beings. So we say, sentient beings number is about to save them all. Can present the family, also present family, coming here, working. Now we have beautiful Dharma room. Okay? Beautiful Dharma room for what? Your Dharma room open necessary. Everybody Dharma room open necessary. Okay? Only building beautiful not important. Everybody Dharma room open. Then pick up the Dharma light. This world very dark. Yeah, they have open, eyes open, but cannot see anything. Cannot see anything. Cannot hear anything. Cannot smell anything. Cannot taste anything. Cannot action anything. That means they don't understand correct color, correct sound. Sound is not sound. Color is not color. Okay? Taste is not taste. First attain that very important. But you have eyes, then you can see color. You have the ears, then you can hear sound. Then, but it's color and your eyes, sound and your ears. Don't mistake, okay? Don't mistake. That means color is not color, sound is not sound. How your correct relationship, your eyes and the color, your sound and your ears. That's very important. How correct function, your eyes and color, and correct relationship, correct situation. That's very important. Not open your mouth, that don't understand. Only see color, touch the color. See here, then touch the sound. Then color, sound, smell, taste, touch, all control you. You must control sound, ears, nose, mouth, body, mind, necessary. That's very important. Okay? That means control means correct function, your color. Correct function, your sound, and smell, everything. If you do that, you must correct function, your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body. Then if you want that correct function, your mind, if you want to correct function your mind, you must open your mind. So, today we are can present that open. That means everybody open your mind, open your Dharma, okay? But if you want to open, already mistake. Not want to open, also mistake. What can you do? They have problem. So you must finish homework. Discard up your, pick up this one glass, it's over there. I already finished make temple. What does it mean? Everybody will say, don't know? Try. Soon finish the homework, get enlightenment, open your mind. Thank you.
I have a little story about the next thing that happens. Sonia asked San Sima who should give the incense and the flowers, make the offering, and he said, well, maybe the oldest person here. And Sonia sort of thought for a minute, I guess I'm the oldest person. So our head Dharma teacher is going to offer flowers and incense. Well, thank you everybody for coming. We're going to be having a Korean feast prepared by by Diane and Nancy and many assistants. So that will be taking place in a few minutes in the dining room. Thank you.
Happened pretty much the same way. Although I was more of in the beatnik type than the hippie type. I was never that really heavily into drugs, other than just smoking. But I think the impetus comes from all the same place. Our backgrounds were similar enough, and I think most people's backgrounds were similar, of having a great deal of dissatisfaction with the way what's called the straight world was about. And Tracy grew up in a Protestant community, and I grew up in a Catholic community, but there was this great gap between what people said was how people should live and how actually people treated each other. And I also had the same feeling of that there's more to life than just believing what somebody else tells you about what is life. That there is some way to find out what is the meaning of life, what it means to be a human being, in a very deep way. In experiencing actually what your life is about. So I think that a lot of people, I don't even think even in the 60s, I think everybody who's here has that. Otherwise, that's why you come to the Zen Center. That's why people practice anything. Any kind of, whether you have some kind of drug experience or not, everybody has that question. Most people don't act on it. It's, well, what's going on? Most people will settle for, well, somebody says it's this way, I'll just go along with it. But I don't think it really has, some people had wonderful experiences with LSD, and some people had just bummers with it. I think that the most important thing is that question is going to develop. If you have a big question in your life, that has to be expressed somehow, and something will happen that will bring it up. And then it's up to you to pursue it. You can have the drug experience, or with natural childbirth, or with death, or some experience. We have them all the time in some degree or other of seeing what's in front of us. But then it's a matter of actually pursuing it somehow. I mean, you can have some experience and you can either take it or leave it. I mean, it happens all the time. Just having some experience will show you, like, go that way. But you actually have to go that way. I mean, you can keep doing the drugs over and over and keep having kids over and over again, and you can have people keep dying over and over, but that isn't ultimately going to do anything. I mean, ultimately you have to sit down on a cushion or whatever. I mean, you have to actually develop it so that you can do it without anything. So, I mean, some people come to it, I mean, we all come in different ways to it, but basically the background is going to be pretty much the same. Some people are born with a stronger question than others. And if it's strong enough, then you try something. And some people try Zen, some people, I mean, there's lots of things to try. But you try it and then you hopefully find something you can stick with and actually get to the bottom of it. I don't think it's unique to, I mean, that's been going on since the first person ever tried anything. I mean, probably the first thought was, what is this? I mean, anybody ever had? All of a sudden, imagine in your mind, if you will, for a moment. You're lumbering along, carrying this mastodon behind you that you've just clubbed, and all of a sudden, boing, an idea. You suddenly realize something. Like the first thought. What would have been the first thought that people had? I mean, before you get the bugs and the frogs and crawling up and.
When they eat this mastodon.
But you're sitting there, but all of a sudden, it's sort of like again back to 2001, where the ape is with the thing and then hitting, and then all of a sudden, it's like the light bulb goes on when he throws the thing up, and there's like an idea. And the look was like, what is this? It's like the first time. I mean, so that question is, maybe it is, let's eat the mastodon, but for our purposes, maybe the second thought was, then what is this? Maybe after he was full. But all of a sudden, I mean, this is something that's not unique to any time or place or people or culture or anything. I mean, this is, the human condition is to be curious, to be inquisitive about what's happening. And people over time have done a lot of things to go about working on it. And it's really important that, I mean, to me it's important. Other people it's not so important. But from my point of view, it's really a critical thing to find some way of looking into yourself, finding out what in the hell you're doing here. Otherwise, it's just such a mess. Just taking everything for granted, knowing what you're doing here, having everything being clear and straightforward, and never having any questions, never having any doubts, just motor along, and you wind up like a steamroller over the whole earth, just crushing over all the people and the land and the air. Never having, because you just take everything for granted and then just gobble everything up. That's what happens if you don't have any question, is that you never stop to consider the effect of your actions. So then you wind up just take. And because a great deal of suffering. So this doubt is, at least, people don't like that though. They'd rather know something and be sure of themselves. But it's really much better to be in doubt. Then you can stop and look and wonder and question something and just sort of cut it all out for a minute, just to see where you are and what you're doing. So to me, finding a way to develop that is really important. And the more we have these ecumenical councils, the more I really believe that the most important thing is not which way you do it, but finding a way that you can stay with your whole life. Because people who sincerely practice anything will recognize each other right away. So it's not the way that you do it, but the way you, how you persevere and be sincere in your life. That's important, not the form you take, because people are all different. That's why there's different forms. I would not be happy to see everything mushed together. I mean, I would not have, I mean, it's not possible that everybody be a Zen Buddhist. That would be a pretty dull world. I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. And the more, I mean, I just traveled for the first time, and it was like, saw a culture in Mexico that was tremendous. That was fine. I mean, that's, to do it like that is, I mean, then it was taken over and made into a whole completely different thing. But the original people, I don't even know, it was before even the Mayans, but some were Mayans and some were, they don't know who they were. The temples are abandoned, but there was a kind of real wholesomeness about the place that yeah, these people were onto something good, and I could have practiced that. And so it's just a matter of developing yourself in whatever way. It's better that people are different, so there has to be different forms to take, and it makes the world a lot more interesting. We do it this way, and this is the way I like to do it, because it meets my needs. Because the emphasis in Zen is very strong on not having any kind of particular dogma. There's no, you must believe this. Well, actually, all of Buddhism is pretty much like that. It doesn't say you have to believe this and this and this. The only teachings, it's called skillful means. The only teachings in Zen and in Buddhism, and the only is ways of actually experiencing yourself, what you are, what is going on. So, to me, it's really appealing, because I did not like just to be told this is what we believe, and if you ask questions, shut up and just this is the book, just know it. But it has to do only with experiencing your own life, and Seung Sahn says, becoming independent, not being dependent on Buddha, on God, on the Zen master, on anything. Just completely connecting with your life, with your environment, with the people you live with your job, with yourself, coming together and becoming one, and then functioning from that. It's very simple, and so I like that aspect of it. So I do it this way, but I really just say no, is find something and do it, and no problem.
Look forward to your new career.
Am I looking forward to my new career? Yes, I'm going to be a nurse starting next month. A real nurse, and no more a student. Yes, I'm looking forward to that, because it was really the first time in my life that I really did something and got good at something I wanted to do, and felt I could completely give myself to that work, and started out and did it, finished it, and said, now I have something to give. Before I took work, I had a really bizarre attitude towards work. Also coming from the 60s, thinking this anti-establishment, non-establishment, being all into these dichotomies of things, good and bad, and if your clothes are clean and you look nice, there's something wrong with that. And I mean, I can see how I came to that conclusion. But in a lot of ways, I always threw out the baby with the bathwater. That money is fine. I mean, you can use anything, which is another thing I like about Zen, is that it doesn't make a lot of opposites. Like you can do this, you can't do that. This is good and this is bad. It's taking everything and using it. So, making money is fine. Using it, give it away. I mean, if everybody didn't have a job, then you'd never get anything done. Nobody would pay for the Zen Center. I mean, you could never do anything. So I'm looking forward to having a profession that so we make some money, and I will be paid well, and I know how I'm going to use it, and it's going to be fun. Not just to work for yourself, but there's ways that giving it away in certain ways and using it to be feeling like you're useful in the world, that you have a job that you can contribute, and to have some stability, and like using that as a practice of right livelihood, of doing a job and doing it well, and getting paid well, and then using the money correctly to help other people. And I have a great deal of satisfaction looking forward to that. I think it'll be a good thing. And it took me a long time to realize that. I don't know, having a really sort of half-assed attitude towards work. Man, just do every job under the sun. For as long as I can remember. And never really having, I feel now especially, that a very healthy attitude towards working and getting along with. You see, it's important that you find a direction in your life that you can, besides sitting, besides just being in the Zen center. Because if you only spend your whole life as the Zen center world, then you will die. You have to, we don't sit so that we don't sit Zen so that we can get to a point where one day we can say, well, my knees don't hurt anymore. That's bullshit. You have to manifest it in the world. I mean, it's not like, we're not just in a little cocoon here that we can, like, some people come in, maybe we'll give them something. We're not practicing just to sit here, to be good at sitting on a cushion, or to answer koans in the interview. That isn't the point of what we're doing here, is not studying Buddhism. I hope it isn't. I mean, even Suzuki Roshi talked about that. We don't study Buddhism to become good students of Buddhism. We study this so that we can understand ourselves, and then manifest that in the world somehow. And actually be of some use. Not just so that we can be good Buddhists. It means to be a compassionate human being. In the whole thing. I mean, like, you have to give it away. What you practice here, what you get from this practice, whatever you want to call it, you have to go out and give it away. Because otherwise, we get filled up and that's it. It's like the cup, fill up the cup. That's it. Then it starts, we were very familiar with this, with what water does if it sits for a long time. You drink it, you're even going to belly it. Because all of this stagnant water just starts to grow weird things, so then it becomes very stale, dirty water. But if you come in, you fill up, then you give it out, it's always fresh. Then you can take it, and you have to take this practice, and just to use an analogy, which I may be beating to death, but I'm sort of got momentum going here, I might as well finish with it.
Beat it to death.
What's that?
Beat it to death.
But when we come and we sit and we get some energy, we get some peacefulness, we develop some non-aggression, some insight, some compassion. Well then let's say our cup is filled up, but then you have to go and take it, and then you have to go water the plants. Otherwise, if you just keep it for yourself in the cup, it's going to be dull, and there will be no life anymore. So what we get here, we have to go out and spread it around so that we can get filled up again and go out. But to practice to keep it for yourself, why the hell bother? I mean, for what? Then it's the same old stuff. So having now a job that I really can do, it's like I can actually now have a vehicle for emptying the cup around and sharing it. Because like everybody has something to give, has some spark in them. And you have to find it. And work is a good way to find it. Working outside, working anywhere, but that's why work is stressed so much in Zen. Everybody has a way of expressing themselves, that kind of uniqueness that everybody has. It doesn't just you're not going to sit here and start go, whoa, and glow different kinds of colors. Then have that be your uniqueness. You know, like this is a purple and a yellow and this is boom. That's not our uniqueness. It has to be like believing in yourself. That's just teaching words. That's just believing in yourself. Only go straight. That's just here. But it means something. It means you have to live some way. It means actions.